just live in it. She's the queen of this castle. Hello, my friends. If you're new here, my name is Shay and welcome to my channel. If you're returning, hey girl, hey, hi guy, hey, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So yes, this video is slightly different. Disregard the light, but my baby, she's in my lap. You're gonna pants. This is my baby Lexi. This is my baby. Like, she's my baby. We don't have a baby, a human baby, but she's my fur baby. Okay, so okay, I need her to not pant. She does not like the camera. I try to get her to look directly at the camera, but like always, she does not like the camera. So please, okay, so please disregard. She's just gonna give y'all just a good side view. I am going to continue my apologies as the lighting in my office is still bad because my window has still not been replaced. However, yesterday was our 2-year wedding anniversary and we actually got our roof repaired that day. They came bright and early at 6:30. Okay, no pencil, mom, okay? They came bright and early at 6:30 a.m. They were working hard all day yesterday and the roof looks so good. They have ordered the windows. Hubby did. Oh, you ready to jump? You want to go see him? Okay, go. My husband's home. She want to go see him. So hubby did request and ask them if they can just replace my window first, just because it's my office. I don't have no light. He was like, the other, 4 windows can wait. And so the contractor did do that, but we don't have a time as far as when they actually will replace it quite yet. But yes, so hopefully that will be done soon. I'm really hoping before the end of this month because I just can't. Like, I contemplated trying to set up in another part of the house where there's more natural light, but I was like, that's too much moving of things. And I was like, I just hope that they're okay with it. So enough rambling, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. I don't feel like I need to go into many details. If any of you guys have been here a little while, you already know the series that I was reading, that I reread preparing for the most recent book that just released. So I'm not going to go into too many details, so that part of this video will not be super duper long, because if you want more details, you can see one of my previous videos. However, the second half of this video will be like a mini book haul. I have just a few books I want to talk about and share with you guys, since honestly I probably will not be creating an April TBR. It's already the 17th of April and I'm really still not feeling it, so I don't even want to waste my energy trying to set a goal that I'm not going to accomplish, nor do I want to get you guys' hopes up and y'all won't have an April wrap up. So we're just gonna squash the April TBR part. All right, friends, so to go ahead and jump into the March wrap up. Now, there were 5 books that I did have on my March TBR, and I think I did honestly pretty decently considering, right? By total accident, I literally planned to read nothing but series for the month of March. Again, total accident. It just so happened to be that the books that were on my March TBR were truly books that I was interested in continuing and diving into those stories a bit more. However, unfortunately, it did not happen. So the 5 books that I planned on reading, again, there is no need for any introduction, is no other but the Legendborn series by Tracy Deonn. Book 1 is Legendborn, book 2 Bloodmarked, and book 3 they recently released is Oathbound. Now the 4th book on my list was Finlay Donovan Rolls the Dice by Elle Casamano, and book 5 was All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Now, like I said, all of those were a part of a series done completely by accident, and it wasn't until I think I got to either the end of the video or as I was editing, I realized like, oh my gosh, these are all in a series. Total accident. Now I'm gonna go ahead and keep it short and sweet because this video has already gone longer than I expected it to. As always, I only completed the Legendborn series. Shocker? I don't think so. Now, honestly, I really feel like the only reason I did not get through my March TBR is because of, like, truly the series, the Legendborn series. Like, look at these books. Look at these. Like, Oathbound itself, right? 600 something pages. I reread Legendborn and Bloodmark to prepare myself and remind myself of the fabulous world that Brie and her friends were in for, like, Oathbound. And so, honestly, after that, I think my brain was just fried, right? And we've all been there and done that. And so, unfortunately, I did not get to my 2 other books. However, I am still very much so on track to reach my reading goal, which is only 25 books, right? It's nothing too crazy. It's something very manageable. I believe I did 5 books in January. I did 5 books in February. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm not even being hard on myself. It's just, again, life has been really hard, as I've shared with you guys, and therefore I just needed a break. I just needed a break. Now, I will say, a few weeks ago, when I did attempt to read a novella, I attempted to read a novella on my Kindle when I got a pedicure. I did start reading it. I did. I will give you that. However, I just couldn't finish it because there was a lot of things going on in the nail shop, and then the guy who was doing my pedicure was talking to me quite a lot, so I just put it down, and then I really had no interest in picking it back up. I will insert the book right here because I truly forgot the name of it. I can see the cover. Something about Welcome Home. It's like book 1.5. It's like after a novella, and I still have yet to read this. Have I read this author? I can't remember. I'll insert it. I did not revisit it. Now, I did attempt to read Finlay Donovan Rolls the Dice. I did. I actually surprisingly got it really fast from Libby. I decided to use it on my Libby app, and I used my Everend credits. And I was listening to it, and I was enjoying it, and then suddenly I was no longer enjoying it. So I really stopped at like between 50 and 60% of the book. I think it just got to a point to where I just was like, okay, none of this is realistic. Like, I just was tired. So unfortunately, I did not get to finish Finlay Donovan Rolls the Dice. Her and Vero, again, they are still very much a hoot, but again, I think I just got tired of their shenanigans at this point. It's like, okay, book 1, cool. Book 2, cool. Book 3, great. Book 4, why are we still caught up in this mess? Again, I think I just was tired, especially after reading something as plot driven as like the Legendborn series and Brie and her friends and all of like the things they've gone through and the growth. It's just like, okay, why are we still getting mixed up in the same things? And so I think that's kind of what stopped me from enjoying, unfortunately, Finlay Donovan Rolls the Dice. However, I would still very much so recommend that series to anyone that wants something just like light and fun and that's just like nonsense. But again, I think I just got tired of that nonsense at that point. Unfortunately, I did not get to dive into All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is a part of the Natural series. I really have enjoyed the Natural series so far. That is book 3. All In is book 3. I have only read the first 2. It is 4 in the series. But I didn't even try. After not really enjoying the Finlay Donovan book as I thought I would, I was like, I'm not even going to do it to myself. I'm trying to read All In. And so also another like revelation I've had is I think I just need a break away from series at this time. I think I can do duologies, very short and sweet, as far as you have book 1 and book 2 wraps it all up. But I don't think I'm really in the mood for like a series that has 3 or more. Right? There are absolutely some favorite books of mine that obviously have them, right? Because again, this series, and then we have a 4th one coming out, but just right now in this season, I just don't think I need any. So I may not read any from this point, at least up until the summertime. I may not get ready to dive into another series, 3 or more at least, until maybe like fall comes around again. And I think that's perfectly okay. You know, sometimes it's all about just getting into a story, getting what you need and getting out of it, instead of like continuing this long journey, never-ending journey of you know, the ins and outs of characters' lives. Like I think I'm good on that right now. And so again, not really going to go into details about the Legendborn series because I have very much so done that in my previous videos as I was anticipating Oathbound. But just to, I guess, just give some very brief commentary on Oathbound. Oathbound was a ride. Baby is thick like me. She was a ride. Now Bree, I do appreciate the growth that Bree experienced in this book. I will say that. Rereading book 1 and 2, it very much so reminded me why I enjoyed the story of Bree coming into herself in these powers. And again, this will be no spoilers. But I know in book 2, my girl worked my nerves. Book 3, she got better. There's some character growth, right? And honestly, it's only 3 months from these from these previous 2 books. Only 3 months have elapsed, and it's so many more characters who are now at the forefront. You're learning more so about their stories. However, I really enjoyed learning about some of the characters who have been more minor characters. They were a bit more in the forefront this time around, and so you got more of their internal dialogue, understandings on why they acted and did things as they did. And so it was enjoyable. Now at the end, again, I had to reread it because I thought I was misinterpreting what I read, and it is very obvious that, right, there will be a 4th book, and of course it's on Tracy Dion's website. And because the way that this book ended, it can't end like this. Like, it will be a major cliffhanger, and I believe all Legendborn fans will be thoroughly upset with Tracy, but I know she's not going to do us like that. So I cannot wait to read book 4 when it comes out. I have absolutely no idea of when she's anticipating releasing it. I have not even looked into it, but I did enjoy it. Now, I did rate this book a 4 out of 5. Was it a 4 out of 5? I want to say it was a 4 out of 5. Or was it a 4.5? Either way, it was rated slightly lower than both Legendborn and Bloodmark. Some of the narrations threw me off, but also some of the characters I felt like were mentioned, but not a lot happened to them. So I was like, okay, why were they even there? And there was a lot going on between switching like the POVs, but other than that, it was still a fantastic book. Tracy Dion did her thing. I absolutely cannot wait for book 4, whatever they may be. And so that is pretty much wraps up this first half of this video regarding my March TBR. All right, friends, now we're gonna move into the very mini book haul portion of this video. I have 4 books to share with you guys. Now, actually, I have 3 physically. 1 is audio because it was my book of the month pick one of these previous months. I can't even remember when I got it, but we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. One of the first books that I got is Count My Lies by Sophia Stava. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Of course, I'm going to have it displayed somewhere right here. Now, again, this was one of the book of the month picks that I got. Again, can't even remember what month I got it in, but I totally forgot I had it like previously when I had mentioned some books, and then so here we are. However, Count My Lies, it is a thriller. And I did get this audio. Yes, Count My Lies, it is a thriller. I'm going to go ahead and read the synopsis to you guys. The synopsis for Count My Lies says, Sloane Carraway is a liar. Harmless lies mostly to make her proclaimed sad little life a bit more interesting. So when Sloane sees a young girl in tears at the park one afternoon, she can't help herself. She tells the girl's very attractive dad she's a nurse and helps him pull a bee sting from the girl's foot. With this lie and chance encounter, Sloane becomes the nanny for the wealthy and privileged Jay and Violet Lockhart, the perfect New York couple with a brownstone, a daughter in private school, and summers on Block Island. But maybe Sloane isn't the only one lying, and all that's picture perfect harbors a much more dangerous truth. Careful what you lie for. Okay, friends, so this one just seems like one of those obsessive nannies. They want, you know, the freaking husband. He's attractive, he got all these things, has everything that she wants and desires, and then she gets entangled and stuff hit the fan. Okay, so that's what it seems like. So it sounded really good. Yet obviously, because I am not reading it, I have obviously not jumped into this, but this is definitely a story that I will be interested in. It seems like it'll be something very quick and to the point. Nothing you have to really like fully be committed to, and I don't say that in a bad way, but again, me just trying to get away from series right now. So that is Count My Lies by Sophie Stava. Okay, and for the next one is my other book of the month pick. Now y'all, this is old. This is old. All right, so the next book I have for this mini book haul is Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson. I cannot remember if I talked about this in a previous video, but I was very excited. February. Y'all, this is February. It's on the back of the book. So perhaps Count My Lies is March, because I did skip April. Thank you, Book of the Month, for that. So this was my February pick, Good Dirt, and just to read a very quick synopsis of this. It says, sometimes the only way forward is to look back. When 10-year-old Evie Freeman heard the gunshot, time stopped. When she saw her brother Baz on the floor surrounded by shattered pieces of a treasured heirloom, her life felt shattered as well. The crime was never solved ever since the Freemans, one of the only black families in a well-to-do enclave in New England, have dreaded becoming the center of another media frenzy. But when now grown, Evie's high-profile romance falls apart. That's exactly what happens. Evie flees to France, only for her past to follow. As she processes the shock, she begins to think about the other loss her family suffered that day. The stoneware jar that had been in their family for generations, brought north by an enslaved ancestor. Soon, Evie realizes that the handcrafted piece held more than just her family's history. It might also be the key to claiming a new future. All right, so I'm gonna stop there. I hope I'm pronouncing that character right. Evie, E-B-B-Y, Evie. Either way, it sounds really, really good. And so now I've never read, y'all hear that? I've never read anything by this author, by Charmaine Wilkerson. However, it really sounds interesting. It really sounds interesting, especially when it comes down to, you know, a black family that there is some like scandal around, and then how they are, I guess you would say, like shunned, right? Because obviously her brother's murder was not solved. So I can't wait to dive into that. So book 2, Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson. Okay, so next one that I have for you guys is The Darkest Child by Dolores Phillips. Now, I recently made a trip to Barnes & Noble. I think I just was over there and kind of just needed to be out the house, different scenery. I wasn't supposed to buy nothing, but y'all know how that goes. And this was one book that did stand out to me. Now, it is funny, not funny, haha, but more so ironic, is because typically this is not the genre that I gravitate towards. However, in my very short time of being on like book 2 and honestly just rediscovering my love for reading like the past 2 or 3 years, my genre has changed. Like my taste in stories and literature has changed, and honestly, I'm really excited to dive into this one. Now, I will say this author, she did pass away. I did look it up after I purchased this. I cannot remember exactly when now, but she did pass away. So therefore, this is her only published book, if I remember correctly. And so it's just honestly an honor to even be able to read this story. But I'll go ahead and read the back of it, because honestly, reading the back of it is what truly made me want to, right? Obviously, like pick it up and dive into it. So it says, Parkersfield, Georgia, 1958. 13-year-old Tangy Mae Quinn is the 6th of 10 fatherless siblings. She is the darkest skinned among them and therefore the ugliest in her mother's estimation. But she's also the brightest. Her mother, Rozelle, beautiful, charismatic, and light-skinned, exercises a violent hold over her children. Fearing abandonment, she pulls them from school when they turn 12 and sends them to earn their keep, whether in domestic service, in the fields, or at the farmhouse on the edge of town, where Rozelle begs local men for money. But Tangy Mae has been selected to be part of the first integrated class at a nearby white high school. She has a chance to change her life, but can she break from Rozelle's grasp without ruinous, even fatal consequences? And doesn't that just sound captivating? But also heartbreaking, right? Because you have 10 children, The one who is the darkest, right? And again, this is in 1958, but the one who is the darkest, you consider them unworthy. So you consider them ugly, and therefore you ensure that, from what I gather, that your children see no kind of success because you then snatch away education for them, or even their opportunity to be educated and to potentially, you know, be slightly better than what you were able to do in your years. And so I cannot truly wait to read this book to see how Tangy does break those barriers that her mom is perhaps trying to utilize to keep her entrapped into like the lifestyle that she wants for them, or she thinks is worthy for her. And also just to hear the story of being integrated into a white, you know, an all-white school, a high school at that. I can always dive into this. This is a book that would have intimidated me, honestly, just a few years ago. But now I'm ready to dive into this. This must be me maturing. Or some of the YouTubers that I'm watching, for example, Kayla's Bookish Vibes, like, they're rubbing off on me. Because this is something I would not usually read. So I'm looking forward to The Darkest Child by Dolores Phillips. Okay, friends. Last, but certainly not least, is a book that I am so honored to share with you guys and to honestly promote. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and say promote, because it's gonna be a shameless plug. Okay, the next book is by someone who is near and dear to my heart, and I cannot wait to share this with you guys and for you guys to possibly read it and to check it out yourself. This book is titled 957 by the author Sydney Monet. Let's get into this cover. Let's get into this cover. Now, the reason I said that this book and this author is so near and dear to my heart is because this is my sister, y'all. This is my sister. My sister is like my person, my best friend, my partner in crime. Like, we're like this. Okay, that was lame. But for real though, we're like super, super duper close. And I am so excited for her. This released officially on March 25th. I got mine delivered, I believe, came like the 28th, 29th. Let's just get into this cover. And yours truly had some feedback, because as she was in the process, she was like, oh, does this look better? Does this look better? And you know, I helped her. Okay, so that's my girl. That's my girl. Yes, this is 957, and she put a very sweet and sentimental message in here. Sorry, somebody at the door. Okay, so yes, 957 by Sydney Monet, and this is my gorgeous sister. Let me just, can y'all see that? And baby is gorgeous. Okay, now let me go ahead and read to you guys what this book is about. I hope I don't cry. Also, this is my sister's second novel, so she's doing it. Okay, in her early 40s, Victoria Lawson has built a life many only dream of. She's a respected figure in the criminal justice field, married to a successful businessman, and they are raising their toddler in luxury. But Victoria's success is shadowed by a decision from her past. When she was younger, struggling with financial hardships and desperation, she donated eggs to help a couple conceive. Now, 20-something years later, that child, Caleb, a troubled young man facing a newly erased legal issue that could have him behind bars for life, tracks her down. Despite his rough appearance and uncertain motives, Caleb is determined to reconnect with the woman who gave him life, believing she's the only one who can save him from his dire situation. As their worlds collide, Victoria's carefully crafted life begins to unravel, forcing her to make moral and emotional decisions that could change everything she holds dear. Y'all can't tell me that does not sound good. And I had a moment, because I was just like, wow, my sister's like really is doing this. Like, I'm not finna sit up here and cry on camera, but doesn't that sound amazing? It does. You don't even have to agree with me, because I know it does. So that is 9:57, and of course, during the editing process, there was a part she sent to me, and I remember reading, like, I don't know, I'll say it was like the prologue, and I just was like, girl, like, when does it come out? I can't wait to read it. So that is 9:57 by the Sydney Monet. I cannot wait to dive into this, y'all. My sister, she writes scripts, she directs movies, she writes books, she makes, like, she's all things artistic that I am not, and it just truly amazes me because, like, we are so close, and I am just so proud of her. She never ceases to amaze me, how she always one-ups herself, and I just really hope that you guys check out her book, and if you do, let me know how you like it. Let me know your thoughts. I am so freaking proud of her. Like, I gotta stop before your girl keep going. And so those are my 4 books in my mini book haul, if you can even count an audiobook as a book haul, but it was book of the month, so therefore I counted it. We have now made it to the end of the video. I truly thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will definitely be sure to make sure I link my sister's book down below in the description. You can purchase it on Amazon, and I really hope you guys enjoy it just as much I enjoyed supporting her through this process of, you know, writing this book. Fellow book lovers, you guys already know just the joys of some of these stories bring for us throughout the various characters. So I just hope my sister is one of those characters that story that she made up is able to, like, speak to you guys in a favorable way. And thank you guys so much for even just making it to the end. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.